Now, an amazing story next. Our next guest's romantic getaway turned into a rescue mission when they had to battle a hotel blaze in Turkey.
Yes, brave couple Sarah Kenny and Andrew Byrne join us now to share their holiday horror. Good morning to you both. We saw the pictures of the pair of you all over the papers over the weekend. Listen, it's great to see you both here, fit and healthy as well. Andrew, can you tell us what happened last Thursday night when you're on holiday over in Turkey?
Yeah, Tommy, Thursday night into Friday morning, about 4 a.m, I just woke up for no kind of apparent reason. Just woke up, sat up in the bed, just to a room full of smoke. And
so you're both on holidays. You're in Turkey. You're up on what floor in the hotel there?
Well, we were at the top floor of the hotel, so on the kind of seafront side of it. Okay. So the main road is kind of 7 or 8 floors down behind us. Okay. But on our view, was just a complete.
That's looking at the hotel there. So those top floors, you're in those top floors there. Yeah. Okay.
So we woke up then. We were at the back of the hotel. Then proceeded to check the front door before I kind of start panicking, essentially. And the only kind of fire stairwell was facing our door. So I said, if that's free, we can move. But as soon as I opened the door, the heat and the pressure from the hallway just sucked the door back, slammed shut. And that's when we kind of went to the panic.
Were there any fire alarms, anything going off?
Absolutely zero. Kind of water systems, no audio on that floor whatsoever. No. So I woke Sarah up then, and we kind of went out and established that the fire was behind. When we were on the balcony, it was behind our room, so across the hallway essentially. So I was kind of looking at the furthest point where we could get to safety, which was out on the ledge, because you couldn't kind of pass balcony to balcony side on. You had to kind of go out onto like a 3-foot kind of tile roof and go that way. And to the left, it was a complete drop. But we didn't know any of that. Like, the electricity went out immediately as well.
So you were in darkness as well.
Complete smoke and complete darkness. So we didn't know the danger of what we were even doing.
But Sarah, you decided that the best thing to do was to try and get away from where you saw it and start climbing balcony to balcony.
Yeah.
And not realising the dangers.
No, definitely not. As Andrew said, he woke me up, and like that, I grabbed my phone and I was like, right, fire service, because we initially thought the fire had only started at this point. And when we opened the door, that's when we realised, OK, we definitely can't take this route. We couldn't even see, like, above the stairwell, there's like the green signage for emergency exits.
Like emergency lights.
We couldn't see anything. So we knew if we were going that way, it was a risky route regardless. So we then made the decision to go towards the balcony. So that's when I started ringing 112, and we got the emergency service. And when I was speaking to them on the phone, and I was like, how you doing? Like, there's a fire. And they were like, yeah, we're aware. That hotel's been fully evacuated. And that's the moment where I went, no, there's still 8 of us in here that can't get out. And as we said, we knew balconies were our only route at this point. And I had hoped in that moment that if we got to the furthest point away, there would have been a safety ladder, something to get us down. And we'd obviously kind of realised, well, nobody else is making noise. Are they gone? So we just
you're
started...
saying 8 there because as you were going from balcony to balcony, you came across other couples sleeping.
Balconies kind of closed shut, and just natural kind of instinct. When we went
they're still sleeping.
We
went 3 or 4 balconies over. I kind of went, Sarah, there might be someone in there.
Yeah.
So I kind of went back and was just kind of kicking in the outside of the doors.
Woke up.
And two of the 3 rooms that had people in them were still asleep in it.
And they were elderly couples as well.
So we brought them out in their underwear and stuff like that across. So like it was.
You have a 6-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
I'm sure it came across you that you might never see her again.
Well, when we got to the furthest point, Tommy, is when we established, because the fire was coming across the floor, and I got to eventually 2 rooms away from us before the water came from behind to get us, but we accepted we were done. Like, I sent a voice note home to my daughter, about 11 minutes long, telling her how to not be treated when you grow up, and how, like, I've never kind of come so close to kind of, like, I accepted the helplessness of what was about to happen.
Like, we had
no choice.
You started to like tie sheets together and everything.
Mattresses on the floor.
In case you had to climb down, in case you had to do something.
We just kept going in and out of each room trying to get the supplies, because like that there was one man that couldn't breathe, so we had to keep wetting towels so that he could breathe some sort of clean air. There was a woman that took a stroke, so I had to try and treat her for shock. All that we had was blankets and water, and you know, you're trying to talk them through it after they've gone through this ordeal already. And
at the same time seeing these flames coming towards you.
Yeah, and then
room by room, the windows are kind of blowing out and stuff like that.
You can't explain the heat off it, like it's unreal.
I mean, it's insane, and like the bravery from the pair of you doing this for these people as well. Tell us what happened. How did you talked about some water coming over?
Yeah.
So sorry, we had the conversation about in that moment. You couldn't write it. It's the most beautiful sunrise I'll probably ever see in my life. And like that, the families had started ringing home to say their goodbyes, and you know, we had kind of accepted that. Okay, this is how we go. And me and Andrew had the conversation of, do we jump so that our bodies are identifiable for our families to come over, or do we burn because they have to come over and look for us? So what is the better of the two options? And we were kind of on the balcony having a moment, and you know, we'd kind of made the decision that we were going to jump, and that was what we'd agreed to.
Just getting too hot.
Just getting too hot.
And then you sort of water start coming down.
It was literally like a movie. The two of us were like, okay, we've come to peace. We've sent our notes home. You know, we've sent the video of the sunrise and said, could be worse, guys. You know, could be worse. And by some miracle, the water just came at the right time.
Yeah,
and
like we were just hype, like we were kind of hyping. We were just leaning against the balcony, going, right, this is it, and we're kind of going, right, that's where it was.
Like 6 minutes later, one of us would have jumped, or we were both jumping.
I mean, it's insane. So the water came over. Did they put the water out? How did you get out of there? The
water kind of come over. So about 4:45, this all started, and we didn't walk out of the hotel about 8:15.
Yeah.
So the water came over, and we were kind of shouting to go, because they couldn't really see where they were aiming at, bar just following the smoke, the flames. So we were kind of going like left, right, just kind of keep, because the fire marshal was on the other side of the hotel shouting up at us. And then it kind of started going down and down and down. And that's when myself and Sarah and everyone just kind of fell to the ground and just lost it. Like,
you literally, you went on this holiday to celebrate 6 months together.
This is one and done.
This is one and done. This is literally.
Never mind marriage.
How I was going to say, how is this now? This must have really brought you so much closer together than you ever thought.
Well, we were only joking on the flight over, because like my family and his family and friends had all said, "Oh, this is the test. This will make us or break us." Little did we know, love.
Little did we know. She's going love. You see, she's going love.
Well, listen,
it's an amazing story.
It's an amazing story. The bravery from the pair of you as well, and just even look back on that to contemplate life, and sure puts a whole new perspective on things.
Completely reset our perspective on it.
Totally. Listen, we really appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much, Sarah Kenny and Andrew Byrne. Brilliant, really
amazing. Thanks so much.
Amazing story. Yes, lots more still to come here on Ireland Down. We'll see you after this short break.